Hi guys, very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the video number 603, and today I have brought this another Excel interview test for you, and we have three questions here, and we are going to find out the solution of all these questions one by one, and this is we are going to do it using the countifs, Dcount and the arrays. So this is going to be great fun. So let's go and talk about this. How many, what sort of actually questions come in your interviews, be it Excel VBA Access or Access VBA. Then what you can do is you will find here a playlist called Excel VBA Access interview series. Okay, go and find it out there, and this is the one. Actually we have got 70 videos in total. 70 videos. If you go through all these videos, I think nobody is going to reject you. That I can bet on that, right? So I have a subscriber's email. He forwarded me this. I though got little late in replying, my apologies. So he said that his name is Anup Singh Chauhan. I'm one of your subscribers and I really appreciate your work and way of teaching. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. I have one query which I attached for your reference and looking forward to support in order to solve these questions. So he has forwarded me this exercise, guys. Okay, this is the question number 1, this is the question number 2, and this is the question number 3, and this is his data where I can see some ticket numbers are there, right? And we have the status of ticket, close, open, right? Now the best way to judge your yourself on the Excel is when I go and read this question, you pause the video and try to do it at your own end and see if you can do it or not, right? So let's go and talk about these questions one by one. And guys, one more thing, if you have any difficulty in understanding English, then you can always ask your question in Hindi, or you can request that this video you need it in Hindi. Okay, I will upload the video in Hindi, not a problem at all. Okay, so now the first question is, I want to count those tickets where ticket number is not given, that is blank cell. Okay, and the status of those tickets are open and PIT. So he is looking for those ticket numbers where we don't have anything. I mean, we have the blank ticket number, but their status has to be open and PIT. So this is the open, like this is the PIT. So we want to count this one, right? And then we want to count this one as well, right? We don't want to count this one, guys, because this is a closed, right? He wants to count those tickets where ticket number is not given. So ticket numbers are blank and the status of those tickets are open and PIT. I don't know what is PIT, but so we have to count. Basically there are two criteria here. One is in this column we need to go and find out the blank cell. So basically if you go and do the filter, right, so what you need to calculate, you want to calculate the blanks. Okay, and then here you will go and put the filter again on the open and the this PIT. Okay, I think it was closed, right? I mean, whatever, right, guys? So these are the number of the tickets. So if you just go and count it, your answer should come as 9, right? So I go and remove the filter. Okay, by the way, it was open, not the closed. So how you can do that? I have already applied the formulas here. Okay, so I want to just go and tell you about that. So if you look at this formula, see this, what we are doing here. We are using the countifs function. There are two functions which we are using here. Now actually this is a very simple exercise, right? This I would say that this is a very basic Excel test. Okay, I'm not sure how you got this, but if you have appeared for this Excel test and they asked you, this is a very basic question. Okay, now what basically we are doing here is that when you go and use the countifs, guys, we have a different criteria here. The criteria range 1 and then criteria 1 and then comma dot. So dot means what? If you just go and press comma, you see this is going to expand, right? Everybody knows these days these basic functions. Okay, so basically this opens the channel, this opens the range for you to go and add as many criteria as you want, right? So it's very simple. If you go and look at the formula carefully, you have to just go and match with this formula parameters. Okay, don't look here and there, just focus on these parameters, understand what they say. The first thing says criteria range 1. So what is your criteria range 1? This is your criteria range 1. So you can go and select the entire criteria like this. Okay, if you don't have any data below this row number, which is not going to impact your calculation, then you can also go and select this entire range also. That's okay. Okay, so let's say I select B to B. Okay, now what is the criteria 1? Now my criteria one obviously here is that I want to go and filter the blank. So just go and write here blank. Okay. Now there is another criteria, the criteria that is going to be coming from the criteria range 2. So in the C2C, what I want to do, well, in this criteria I want to count open numbers. So just go and write here in the criteria range open, right? Now when you go and press enter, you find here 3. Now why 3 is coming? Obviously because if you just quickly go and filter on the open, you see that we have got here, these are the blank 1, 2 and 3. So we are actually getting the correct answer, right? Now the another thing, because I just do not want to find the open, I also want to calculate the PIT. So just go and copy the same formula here again and add plus. Now this will this will actually here in this open, just go and write here PIT, and that's it guys. So this function returns you the total number of the count where you have the blank ticket numbers, and at the same time in the corresponding column number you have a status of ticket as PIT. So this is going to return you some number, and that number will be added with this countif function. Just go and press enter, and there we go. You have your answer. If you want to cross verify, you can do one thing. Just go and maybe delete this. Okay, so when I delete this, you see that the number is still 6 because this is closed. So if I go and write here PIT, you can see that this number is changing. So we have one more addition. Let me undo it. Okay, this is done guys. Now this is the first method. There is another method which you can use. See this. Now what I have done is I have used the arrays. Arrays are one of my favorite. You can go and check the Excel arrays also. There is a playlist on my channel. You find there 15, 20, the formulas. The arrays are very powerful actually. And now what I'm doing here is, see, my plan is because I want to use the array, and array has this capability that they can use the number of the cells in a single cell, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select this entire range here, this range. Let me just a little bit zoom it out. Okay, so now I just go and select this entire range. Now in this range, what I will do, I'll simply say that wherever you have a blank, I just want to see that. Okay, so what you do, you just go here and say that this is your range. Okay, and in this range I say equals to blank, right guys? So what I do, close the bracket. Now what you need to do is you need to press Control Shift Enter. Do not press enter, Control Shift Enter, because when you press Control Shift Enter, the curly brackets comes in this formula, and now you can go and check the formula result. Go and press F9. I said this in my last video also, which I uploaded day before yesterday, that F9 is a shortcut key to expand the formula to see the results. Now what happened, wherever you have a blank, you see here that value called true. So you can see that I have a value here true, which is third, and then 4 and 5. So you can see this is my 4 and 5, right? So wherever we have a false, that means there is no blank. Now why I have converted this array into true and false? Let me first of all undo it, or maybe I can just copy this and now I can press escape to come out of it. Now this is your basically the answer. Okay, now this is your first array. Now this array has to be multiplied with the another array, and then we will see that where we have the true and the true and the false and the false. Okay, basically what happens in arrays or in Excel also, if you have false and true, let's say, and you go and multiply them. Now if I ask you what is going to happen, many of you may say that, oh, you are multiplying the text values, so this is not possible, right? So if I press enter, you see that there is no error because you are multiplying 0 with the 1. In Excel or in arrays, true is 1 and false is 0. Now however, if I go and multiply, I try to multiply these two numbers, values, actually not the numbers, close multiply by pit is going to give you error. Why? Because these are the text entries, but they are not the text entries. Okay, so now what is the plan? The plan is you have created your false false true combination. True means that we have a blank there. Now this got to be multiplied with the another array, which is this, and here I will go and say that I want to now multiply this, I will create this here, the array, which is going to be like this, equals to this array, and here I want to find out the true for the open. So simple guys, right? So you create here one more array. So you just go and press Control Shift Enter. Now wherever you have true, 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 that means there actually you found the open. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. and so on, you know. So this is going to come for the open, right? So again, this is the array. Let me copy and paste this. Now you have created a, you know, this array, the second array. I'm telling you all this in the background, how the function works. Now what happens in arrays, the first element of the first array is being multiplied with the first element of the second array. So naturally guys, false multiplied by false or false multiplied by true gives you 0, because whenever you multiply something with 0, it always comes as 0. So wherever we have true in both the arrays, that is where we will get 1 into 1 multiplied by 1, and this is what we need. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do here is this, the particular area, I'm going to multiply this. I just go and copy this, or maybe I cut this from here. Now what I do is I come here and I multiply this with this array. So both the arrays will be multiplied, and then this is how you would come to know where you have both the criteria meeting. Okay, so if you go and press F9, you see that I got here 1 and I got here 1 and I got here 1. There were so many trues before, you know, but they are all now 0. Why? Because now you have multiplied the two arrays. So wherever we have true, there you got 1. And true means what, by the way? True means that I got the blank here, and at the same time in the second table I got the open, right? Now we have got here 1 1 1. Okay, so what is now the next thing we would like to do here? The next thing which we would like to do here is that we would like to go and sum this. Okay, but there is one thing which is left, that we haven't counted the close yet, because this is only telling you about the open ones. So as usual, I just go and copy this entire range. I go and say that now I want to add this, and this I will keep it as close. Okay, close, Control Shift Enter. Oh sorry, not the close, actually it is actually PIT. So with the same functionality, I'm going to use the, you know, PIT as well. Now when you go and press F9, this is what you see. So your all those arrays, you know, they are now added up. So wherever you have 0 and 1, it's getting added 0 plus 1, and that's how you see here 1 2 3 4 5 6, you know. So there are 6 numbers actually. So what happened, this you already know what it is doing. It is giving you 1 1 1 combination, and the same way this is also giving you a 1 1 combination, but this is giving you a combination for those ticket numbers which are blank, but at the same time they have a status as PIT, right? So finally you have got some numbers from here, like for example, if I go and press F9, this is the array. Now this is say 1 1 1, so you can go and quickly check 1 2 3 4 5 6. Go to the 6th position, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Look at this is 6th position, this is blank, and at the same time this is PIT. That's why you see here 1, right? So what you're doing finally, so this is your first array, and similarly if I go, you know, and just go and press F9 here, then this is another array, right? So you have both the arrays coming here. So this now 0 is going to be added with this 0, this 0 is going to be added with this 0, this 1 is going to be added with this 0. That's gonna make it 1. So we are actually, what we are doing is we are trying to find out all the, you know, possibilities, and we are adding them. And finally, now once you have your table created, which looks like this, the overall result, I want to sum them up. So you just go and sum them. Okay, so just go and use the sum function and say Control Shift Enter. Finally you have the same answer. So choice is yours. You want to use this function, you want to use this function, it's all up to you guys. Okay, now let's talk about the second question. I want to count those tickets where ticket number is given and the status of those tickets are open and PIT. Okay, now in this situation I'm using a different approach. This can be done again using these, you know, COUNTIF functions or arrays, but I'm today going to tell you something very interesting. Many of you may not even know about it. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. Look at this. There is a function in Excel which is called Dcount. Okay, what it does, it's very interesting. First of all, understand the requirement. Now he says I want to count those tickets where ticket number is given. That means ticket numbers are non-blank, and the ticket number should be non-blank, and that means on the other side the status of the ticket should be open and PIT. So what we are doing here is, what I have done, I'm using this Dcount. Why you say Dcount, not Dcount, Dcount? Because when you go and write the Dcount, see what happens. It counts non-blank cells in the field of a record in the database that matches the condition you specify. So this is a function which can be beautifully applied where you are interested in capturing the non-blank cells, and at the same time it helps you in using the conditions also. And we have a condition here, by the way. Okay, so when you go and write this function offers you three parameters: database, field, and criteria. So database means you go and select this entire database because this is where you want to go. Now it says for the field, which field you want to calculate, right? So I want to calculate the field number 1, which is ticket number 1. So you can go and write here 1, or you can also write in the double quotes ticket number and full stop. The spelling should be same. And then this is the major part, the criteria, right? Now this is going to calculate all the non-blank, all the blank cells actually here. Okay, so once you are done with that, so once I'm actually done with this particular field, then I go and put the criteria. Now in the criteria, what I have said, I have written the header name and then open and pit. So you just need to select like this. So criteria, this is how we write the criteria in these D functions. There are a lot of functions like dcount, dsum, dget, dcount a, which you are learning right now. There are a lot of functions, dmax, dmin. So in this, we have to set up the criteria. So basically when you go and write the criteria like this, what happens, it starts counting all the ticket numbers with this open and pit, and at the same time it goes, and it, because you have already mentioned the database, so in the database it goes and checks open and pit, and at the same time, because this is a dcount a, so it is going to look for the non-blank entries. That's it, guys. You don't have to do anything, just go and press enter, and now you see that I have got here my 7, right? Now this is coming 5 because when I was doing this formula, my data was actually not prepared, and my data was only till 21 rows. So if I go and expand this now, I think the answer should come same. Yeah, there we go. So we can quickly go and check that. Okay, so first we go for the non-blank cells and then open and pit, or maybe we can do the vice versa. So I click on the open and the pit, right? Now here we will go and say I want the non-blank cells. How many cells we have? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Wow, perfect, guys. So you got here the answer, right? Now if I just go and say status of ticket, for example, like this status, and I go press enter, you see that you will have here answer 0. Why? Because your header has to be same, so make sure your spelling should be same, right? You can write in the uppercase, lowercase, not a problem, but guys, header is required. Now why I have written here, there is no reason. You can just go and write it somewhere on the top also, maybe here also, right? The idea is just to go and write both these things and provide this in the criteria parameter. Now I'm sure some of you may be wondering that why I have written like this, I mean open and pit like this, why I can't write the pit like this. What happens when you go and write like this becomes OR condition. If you go and write like this is going to be AND condition, that you are saying that the status of the ticket has to be open and pit. Both can't be true at the same time, guys. Either it has to be open or pit, that's why we write this below, this line. Pit is below this open. That's how you write the criteria. Okay, so this is the dcount a method. Now let's talk about the another question which is very interesting, and this is basically I have created so that you shouldn't be finding the exercises simple. I just try to make it a little tough. So here we have a question: how many tickets closed without any sorry, it's not actually numeric, it's underscore. Okay, it ticket number header like 001 or 002. So what the question is, the question says that I'm looking for those ticket numbers where I don't have an underscore. For example, like this ticket number, you see that this ticket number, right? This one, I'll make it bold. This does not have underscore, but at the same time you are targeting the closed ticket, so this is also closed, so this should be counted. Okay, blanks we don't want to count it, and then you go further, this has underscore, this has underscore, this has underscore, and this also has underscore. So I guess we have just how many such fields are there? So it's just a one ticket. Okay, so how we are going to do that? Well, this is a wrong answer. This shouldn't be 5, but I'll just correct it. First let's go and do that. Okay, so guys, now this is very interesting. What we can do here is the first thing which you would do is you go and find out that how many values you have got in this range where you don't have a underscore, right? So and then at the same time values the ticket numbers which does not have any underscore, at the same time their status of the ticket is going to be closed. So how many values we have? So we will go and use the countif function. Okay, countifs. Now what is the criteria? Range 1. So you go and use this entire criteria. So I go and select this entire table, like this. Okay, now here I'm going to write something very interesting. Now how will you check that whether this value does not contain any, you know, this underscore? So how will you do that? So guys, here what I will do, because this is not a single cell, this has so many items here, it's a complete table. How will you go and check? If you have to check in a single cell, maybe you can just go and use the find function, and you can see if, you know, if the underscore is there, then do this or do that. But this is the total range, so I am going to use a while character here. I simply say that not equals to, and then I'm going to join it with this star and then underscore and the star. This is how I'm going to use this function. Okay, star means that you can hold infinite characters. Okay, so if you put the star before and after underscore, that means basically you are saying contains underscore, any value which contains underscore, because before underscore, after underscore, when you put the star, you tell the Excel that look, I'm looking for the underscore. Before underscore anything can come, n number of characters can come, and after underscore also n number of characters can come. So you have to take care of everything. Okay, that's how you do it. This is the criteria number 1. Now in the criteria range 2, again you go and select this entire range, which is C26. Okay, now here you're looking for what? Here you're looking for the closed ones, isn't it? Go and press enter. All right, so I got here some error. Sorry, you got to just put this in the, you know, this double quotes, right, like this. Now when you go and press enter, you see that you get here 7, right? Let's go and check that quickly, guys. Now I'm going to put the filter here on the close one. Okay, this is your close one. Now this is my underscore, so we should leave this. Now how many values we have? This is a 1 value, right? But the point is, this is also going to be counted, these blank cells. So if I just go and, you know, remove these, so these underscores, if we just ignore, this is 1, 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6, and then 7. Now here is the problem. You're getting point. It is, your function is also calculating the blank cells. Why blank cells it is calculating? Because you said that I want to count those ticket numbers where underscore is not there. So even in the blank cell, underscore is not there. So COUNTIF will count that as well, and that is going to become your headache, because you do not want to include the blank cells, even if they have, you know, status as closed. So what is the solution, guys? It's very simple. You just go and remove you count the closed ones which has this open status, and just go and, you know, subtract from it, isn't it? So this is what I'm going to do now. So I simply say that COUNTIF, okay, or maybe I can quickly go and completely copy this, and I say that subtract this, Control V. Now here I say that in this criteria 1, okay, you just go and write here that you're looking for the blank. That's how you write it, and you're gonna find out the blanks, and in the blanks you're gonna find out the closed one. This is the criteria 2, so those numbers will be calculated. So how many values we have? If I go and press F9, 6 values. All right, so we have the 6 values which are blank and they have the status closed. How many values in total we got, including the blanks? Okay, 7 minus 6, what it gives, guys? It's gonna give you what? It's gonna give you, let me just go and quickly write this formula again. So we have the answer as 1, right? Just go and write it like this 1. Okay, so this formula, let me check that why this is showing 5. Okay, so just a minor mistake actually. I forgot to increase this range B26, and this is also going to be B26, C26 actually. I go and press enter. Yeah, there we go. So this is your formula, guys. Let me just go and remove the equals to sign. So that's how you can see this formula, right? So this is your first formula. Okay, now this is your another formula. I just go and remove the equals to sign from here. You can go and type in this, and I go and remove this from here, and then I go and remove this equals to sign as well from here. Okay, so I have adjusted all the things for you. This is your formula 1, this is your formula 2. Would you like to do some practice? You can go and do the practice on this. Okay, so that's all, guys. This is the wonderful test, and I hope this has again increased your knowledge. Okay, share your comments, do like the video, and share the channel. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.